Welcome everybody.
歡迎大家。
It is so great to have you all here this evening with us on the family landing pad.
Es maravilloso que se hayan unido a nosotros a esta junta de la familia.
我哋好多謝大家有參加我哋呢個 family learning pad 呢個嘅講座。
James, can you see my screen or no?
No, it's black.
Okay. 1 minute, please, everyone.
Un minuto, por favor.
請大家稍後一陣。
It's so glad to have you all here tonight. We are going to get the screen set up so that we can hang out with each other and have a little family time together.
Estamos tratando de arreglar la pantalla para tener unos momentos aquí en familia con todos ustedes.
咁咧，歡迎大家啦。咁我哋需要少少時間，我打開呢個屏幕，咁我哋就會花少少時間一齊。
All right, I think I'm ready. We're not going to yes, if you could see that, give me a shout or something.
Si pueden ver la pantalla, échenme un grito, saquen el dedo gordo, algo, pero ya, parece que ya está la pantalla lista.
Great, gracias, thank you. If you are in need of translation, you are able to go down into the icon that kind of looks like a little world. There is Spanish and Cantonese translation there.
Si usted está necesitando interpretación, hay un globito abajo que parece como un mundo, ahí es donde va a oprimirle para escoger ya sea que si quiere escucharlo en español o en cantonés.
咁如果大家需要聽統先翻譯過去有西班牙文同埋廣東話，有個地球儀，咁你咧就點擊咧就可以聽到我哋統聲翻譯啦。唔該晒。
Can't see your page, Genji.
Great. Thank you. All right, so it looks like technology does not want to work with us today, so we are going to leave it alone. Anybody else up for that? Thumbs up if you're ready to roll. I'm Genji Heiston with Blaze Consulting Group, but above that, I am a parent in SLUSD with 3 kids, 1 graduating middle school and high school. I can't even believe that. And so to say all that, welcome, welcome, welcome tonight. And I know that we as parents and guardians and those who are taking care of young folks, in particular in the spring, are now dealing with what we also call spring fever. But also some of us need to move and do other things. And so today we're just going to hang out a little bit together and we're going to talk about movement in the context of stretching and walking. And then we're going to talk about something that has to deal with what are you seeding this season, right? It's springtime. Our kids, how many of us are anxious that our kids are either graduating or going to the next grade? Right? It feels like you're graduating or going to the next grade. So we'll talk about that. I would love to see people on camera. Ms. Pina, it's so good to see you on camera. It's been a long day, so to see you amazing faces. Hi, Samrak, can you hear better now? Is the audio better? Okay, great. So I'd love to
the sound, but I can hear it. No worries.
Okay, great. So I'd love for everyone, if possible, on the count of 3, in whatever language or whatever way you decide, I would love for us to just greet each other, to just say hello, to hear voices on the Zoom screen. So on the count of 3, even if you're in translation room, just take yourself off mute and in whatever language or way, let's greet our community, all right? 1, 2, 3.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Good. I hear like people coming in one by one. I think we got the majority of folks here. Great. You all, before we get started, if you possibly can in the chat box, I would love to hear what is one thing that brought you here today or one thing that you would like to take from this space. For those parents who are new to this space, this is really just like a chat session where we get together as parents to talk about how things are going on with our kids and more importantly also with ourselves. The thing is wellness and movement. So we'll talk about that a little bit, but if we kind of go into conversation or other things, that is also fine. All right. All right, so let's blow up the chat box, y'all. What you looking forward to today? And if that's too much, what are you eating? What are you eating for dinner? I haven't figured that out. Can we share ideas in the chat box? What are you eating for dinner? Or go ahead and come off of mute. Hello, anybody there?
We're doing
Hi.
Slice House.
What is that?
Slice House.
Oh, they have great pizza. Okay, okay, thank you. I saw Miss Pena, your hand was up. What are you doing?
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti, can I please come get some? Yummy. Huh? I see leftovers from yesterday. What were yesterday's leftovers? Oh, salmon. James is having shrimp fettuccine. I tell you, James is always having a good dinner. When we say this on here, it is great. Okay, salmon, what else? Anybody, can you tell me what vegetables you're feeding your kids? Because maybe I could try to get mine to eat it. Is anyone that's one getting their kid to eat a vegetable? Go ahead, James.
Corn.
Oh,
He eating corn through a seafood bag.
oh. You said corn in a seafood bag?
Yeah, corn with the seafood bag.
You know, like the crab boil, like? Is
Oh,
that
like a crab. Oh, you put the seasoning in the corn?
Yeah, corn, stuff like that up in there. Crab, crawfish, shrimp, corn, big corn, whole corn.
Okay, just let us know when you're inviting us all over to eat. Got you, we got you. Good, shrimp corn. Ritz, do you want to say yours, my friend? Ooh. I sauteed zucchini and green peppers yesterday. It was delicious.
I have
Go
some
ahead,
leftovers, but I don't think we're gonna eat those.
And your kids like eating the vegetables?
Yeah.
Nice, nice. Anyone else? What do you guys feed your babies for vegetables? Okay. Miss Pena, I see your lips moving, my friend. Let me see if I could take you off mute because you are really saying something. You got it? Cut apples and cucumbers, and I put raspberry vinaigrette over the kids. Will love them. Miss Pena, you're off mute now. Go ahead, my friend.
Really? Oh, you heard me? Thank you.
No, we didn't.
Maybe something wrong with the internet, maybe.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. Well, one of the things you all, as we talk about health and wellness, that I love about spring is that it is a great season to show our kids with their hands, with their sense, how to garden, how to plant seeds, how to take care of something that is living, and then how to harvest something that they can actually eat. And in the nature of storytelling, when my 14-year-old was about 3 years old, we started gardening every year. My mother used to garden every year. And so when they were about 2, she brought them into the garden. And in order to get them to eat certain things in the garden, she would plant chocolate mint for him, mint chocolate, and all these things, cucumbers, string beans. And so in this season, you all, where we've had a rainy year. Anybody tired of the rain? Like you got a love-hate relationship maybe with rain? The beautiful thing about, thank you, Violetta, about after the rain is that we can garden. And one of the things about gardening I want to share, and if there are other gardeners on here, is it doesn't matter how big your space is or how small your space is, that you can start an herb garden in your kitchen windowsill. You can get plants that go indoor or sit on your porch. Or if you have space, you can plant a garden in the ground. One of the things that we like to even teach our kids, and it doesn't work all the time, but they love it. And my son this year came to me and he said, Mom, it's time to garden. So he's ordered his seeds and things at 14, is that what they know, there's a few things. One, they know how to create food. They know how to let the land work with them. and make something that's edible as opposed to French fries and some of the things we cook. Two, sometimes kids then like going to pick from the garden to taste it. String beans grown taste so much better. The little lettuce, the strawberries. Is there anything or anyone on here who gardens? And is there something that you plant in the garden that you and your family enjoy? Okay, let me give you a hint. If you go to like Safeway, they have these little herb gardens. You could start with an herb garden in your windowsill. It has chives, cilantro, and basil. And one of the great things about that is it's really easy and you can have your kids pick it off and taste it. Dimitrik, I saw you come off. Did you want to say something, my friend? Okay, good. When I see people pop up on camera, I'm like, yeah, they want to talk. Yeah.
No, I was eating, so that's why I was off camera, but now I'm done eating, so it's good.
Okay, that's good. No problem. How many of you have ever tried to garden or to plant something?
Well,
Hello, anybody there? No?
my wife, she gardens, and I sometimes help dig up the weeds and help her plant some of the different herbs. She just put some stuff in over spring break.
Nice.
About the extent of my gardening at this time.
Yeah, you till the ground.
Yeah.
That's great. And, you know, I have to tell you all, for those of us who live in San Leandro, before this community was so populated, it was a farm and land. And so you'll go around San Leandro and you will notice, how many of you notice how beautiful the trees are, or the flowers, or some of you may have fruit trees in your backyards and you didn't plant them, or you walk down the street and there's all these lemon trees. It's because this used to be farmland. And so from San Francisco all the way up to San Jose, this was all farmland. And so if you're in San Leandro, and in particular, if you have even a small patch in your front yard or backyard, you actually may have good soil in order to plant. Why is that important? One, it's edible, but two, here's what we also teach our kids and for ourselves, is that there's a time to seed and there's a time to watch things grow, and then a time to enjoy them. And as we go into spring and moving into summer, I want you to think of this question. What seed are you sowing into your child? What seed are you sowing into your child? Okay, so think about that and I'll give you an example. I have an 18-year-old niece that we've been raising and she is graduating. And the seed we are now sowing into her is, you did it. You made it through high school. You can go to college. It's so simple, because there was a time when she didn't think she could make it through high school. So the seed we're sowing in her is encouragement, and also for her to tell herself, good job, encourage herself, right? Because as parents and as guardians, we can seed into our kids things that are positive or things that will kill the garden, right? Like weeds. And so anyone, that's what I'm sowing into my 18-year-old, into my 12-year-old who will be going to high school next year. I'm just trying to hold him. He's not ready. So for him, I'm sowing a little bit more tenderness. All right, anyone there? What seed can you sow into your child this year, this spring? Or what have you been sowing? Guys, a hard bunch tonight. Where are you at? You there? Hello, hello.
So I basically
Go ahead.
basically been seeding my son with financial literacy and talking to him a little bit more about the structure of education and where you're receiving it from. And that's just basically been my main focus, trying to get that going.
That's great. I love that, because as we talk about health and wellness, that's financial health. That's super important. How old is your son?
He's 14 years old. He goes to San Leandro High. His name is Tyler Williams.
Oh, good. Thank you for sharing that, because we minimize the fact that we sow seeds into our young people around financial literacy, right? Like some of us can take our kids to open their first little bank account. That's restricted. I love you said that. I gave my kids want a whole bunch of money to play games. And so I took them to the bank and gave them their own little debit card. And now they don't want to buy nothing because they don't want to use their own money.
Right.
And so these are good ways to teach our babies these things. Thank you. Anybody else? Simret, I think I saw you come off of mute. Anyone else, what seeds are you sowing into your young people or even into yourself? And this is where I'm going to kind of lean in as a parent and a coach, because we got to take a moment to really think of this. We call it intentional parenting, and we also call it self-love. So the intentional parenting side is sowing seeds into our young people, but the self-love is sowing seeds into ourselves. Violetta, do you want to say something, my friend?
Well, I think I want my kids to have respect, self-respect, and give respect to others. I think that's very important. I think that's missing in the world. Everybody wants everybody to do whatever they want, and not respecting what the other people are, wanting to do. So I want them to respect.
Wonderful. Thank you, Violetta, because that is something that all our kids need so they can be healthy with each other, right? And so respect, super important. Simret said encouraging. You want to encourage your young person. Anyone else? What seed can you sow? As we've talked about this, or do you need help figuring out a seed to sow into your young person? I feel like Rit's picture here, just kind of looking off into the distance.
I'm still
I love your
thinking.
picture. Oh, you're still thinking? That's what your picture looks like. Simmerat, I saw you come on camera. Did you want to speak, my friend? Oh, we can't hear you, dear. We can't hear you. No audio. Okay, you keep typing in the chat box. I'll keep reading it for you. You all, my friends, as we move on into our movement and type of stretch. Oh, Ritz, I saw you come off mute. I'd love to hear your voice.
I think for me, maybe right now, strength for me, so I could give my child like positive thinking, encouraging her, like she could do it, because she's a 10th grader right now, and she has 7 classes. So
Ooh.
yeah, and just stuff that we've gone through with her, surgery, like spinal surgery 6 months ago. So just
Oh, wow.
overall, I guess this strength for all of us.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say thank you for sharing about your baby, and that's a big deal, all the things she's gone through. But one of the things, Ritz, I want to lift up is that you started with strength for me. And I think for all of us parents, and you say this, is that it really starts with what we have to give. And if that is what your young person is going through, then we know you've been going through double that in order to support her. Is that right, Ritz? Late nights,
Oh, yes.
sleepless, worried.
Yep.
Yeah. So strength. I want to share with you and send you some strength and encouragement. And I think sometimes as parents and guardians, we need to hear it's okay. You're doing the best you can. And for all of us, sometimes that may look really ugly, but it is. It's there. Go ahead, Rich. You came off of mute. Go ahead.
Oh, nothing. Just want to thank you for.
Yeah.
It's
all right. It's all right to not be okay, and sometimes to not feel strong, even though we still get to take care of our babies. Anybody else online ever feel that way? Go ahead and raise your hand and put a heart up so we let Ritz know she's not alone. Some days you just don't feel strong enough to show up for them, but you keep showing up. You keep trying. Yep, I see the hearts going up. So Rich, thank you for sharing, and we are sending you our strength. And I'm glad that part of that is you taking time for you tonight, just to be amongst the parents. Yeah. Anyone else? Anything coming up for anyone else on the call? Oh, okay, Samara, you are blowing up the chat. I see you. I'll read your words. We are very new to the country and have 3 kids in San Leandro School. So overall, it is very hard to fit the system, but I always encourage my kids to respect who they are. Thank you for sharing. And I just want to say that, thank you. We were on a call the other night. We were on a call with you the other night as well. And I just want to say that I know for many of our kids in particular, when we're coming into this country or into schools, it's hard to find our identity and kind of our rhythm as a family and to understand the different systems and the way things work. And I just want to give you an applause too, that you keep trying and that letting your kids know to respect them. And in particular, when school is hard for them, being there for them when they come home and say, Mommy, it was not a good day. Or I don't know what happened. Or this wasn't fun. Or I want to go back home or wherever we can, right? All those things. Yeah, I see you shaking your head. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted, when we talk about what to seed for them, I hope for you, you're also seeding some self-care, because that's a lot to hold your babies through. Yeah, all right, give yourself a hug. We just gonna hug you right now. Good job. Yeah. Anybody there ever found it challenging to be in a new community, a new culture, a new system, a new place, and have to help their kids figure out how to adjust in that? I know I've experienced that. Let's go ahead and put our hearts up. Yeah. Yeah. So great job, you all. All right. All right. So I want to take a moment for us as parents and guardians to just deal a little bit with our own physical care, right? One of the things I've seen lots of people I work with parents in particular, guardians, is sometimes we kind of let ourselves slip away physically and moving. There's so much things going on. Or by the time you get all the kids out the house, you just want to lay down and sleep. Okay, I'm just telling them myself, right? Or you're at work and you know you should stand up, but you just don't want to. Or how many of you sometimes don't want to take care of yourself because you're tired of taking care of people all day, and sometimes that's you? And so I want to share with you all a couple things, actually, my physical therapist shared with me. And we are going to start with just a couple stretches that you can do right where you're at. You can stand, you can walk, you can sit on the ground. And the reason why I bring this up today is one of the things for us as parents and guardians dealing with a whole lot of stress and a whole lot of weight on the world, our stress shows up somewhere. So I'll show you where mine shows up, and I want you to tell me where yours. So when I'm stressed or tired, in particular, my stress shows up right here. I could feel it in my neck. I want you to point to where yours is, and I want you to rub it. I see you, Violetta, the same place. You too, Samara, anywhere else? Sometimes I get it. Anyone have stomach aches sometimes? Oh, you too. We all got the same place. We need the same therapist. James, you see that? We just need a massage therapist on the call next time. Right? Anyone else? Come off of mute. Where does your stress manifest? Your back, your stomach, your legs, your eyes?
My middle back.
Your middle back. Like the muscles get tight.
Yeah, it gets really tight.
Yeah. Anyone else? Where does your stress show up? Come on, throw it out there. Okay, some of us, the way we talk to our kids, okay, I'm just back off of that one. Samara said neck and shoulders right here. So what I want you all to do, and for those I could see on camera and those I can't, be true to yourself. I want you to take your hand and I want you to put it in that stress area. And I want you to just apply a little pressure. Does that feel good? Oh, that feels good. This is one of those things that we can do throughout the day that costs nothing, but that relieves a lot. So just work that out. You know, when your kids are driving you crazy and you feel like you're about to start screaming, just put that hand on that stress area. Not on them, put it on the stress area and just work it out. Be like, oh, mama is working this muscle out. You better leave me alone right now, right? So I want you to slightly massage yourself. Some of us can't go to therapists, physical therapists. We don't have time. Maybe we don't want to pay for it. Maybe we can't. But guess what? We could do our own therapy. Now, I want you guys to put your hands in front like this. And then I want you to put your hands on the shoulder, the back of your shoulder blades like this. And move out that stress just for a few minutes. Act like your hands are the best massage person you could have ever hired. Name them. I'm gonna name my hands Lino. I don't know why. Name your massage. I don't know why. Let's call it Lino. Right? Name your massage hands. Anybody? Good job, Lino. Good job. All right. Now take it and shake it out. Shake out that energy and that stress. When we work with kids, we call it wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. All right. Did anyone feel a little bit of that pressure come out of their body? Let me hear your voice. What'd you feel? Violetta, I see you trying to come off mute.
Yes, it felt really good.
Good, good. All right. The other thing I want us to do is one of the things we talk about, and this is important for us to learn because some of us have kids who are high energy, high stress, who are anxious, or who have certain things going on in their body that they need to move around. And if we as parents can learn how to use that energy, we can then teach our young people how to use that energy, right? The things we always take with us are our hands, are our feet, are things in our body. So the next thing I want you to do is you can even stand or you can sit, is I really just want you in whatever position you're in to just push your hands out as far as you can without hurting your shoulders. You see how I'm doing this? Push your hands towards me like we're playing patty cake real quick, or push them up, push that up. So there's a new thing called Stretch Labs. I don't know if any of you heard of them, but there's a lot of people making a lot of money right now off of these Stretch Labs. And one of the things we know in particular as people age is that we need to stretch our muscles more to get more oxygen into our bloodstream, to build muscle. It costs nothing. It takes a little bit of time. You can do it with your kids. You can do it in the shower and let the steam relax your muscles. Is anybody else out there stretching besides the people I see on camera? Let me hear you come off mute. Are you stretching? Ooh, can you feel that? Oh, that one hurt right there. Who said they're stretching? Okay, the great thing doing this alone is if you don't have on deodorant, nobody can smell you. So you're good, it works. All right, I got one more for you guys. Does anyone have a ball in their house or something that is round or like that you could grab? Okay, look around you. I'll get something, I'll show you real quick. So I don't have a ball, but I've got whatever this is in my office. You got something? Let me see what you got. Show me what you got. Okay, you found some balls. All right, all right. All right, when I see, okay, Miss Pina, you got something. Okay, Derek, you got some. Okay, Derek, I want something a little more circular that you could use to massage. You got a lemon, Miss Pina? Is that a lemon? We're gonna make that lemon work. All right, y'all ready? Now stick your left arm out where you can get your bicep. One of the things we can do to move is you can always take a ball or something round and rub it up and down your muscles. Can you feel that, Miss Pina? And you probably smell good with that lemon over there too. Feel it? Oh, anybody else feeling something? Okay. Now stretch out your left leg. Oh yeah, I see you, Samara, working it out. Work it out. Stretch out your left leg. All right. And now take your lemon or whatever's in your hand and move it down that muscle. Oh, I can feel that. You could come off mute if you want sound effects. I love sound effects. You doing it, Miss Pina? I see you doing it. Rub it down your left leg. Can you feel that? Can anybody feel that? Or is it just my 46-year-old old self? Samara, you can feel it. You all, when we talk about health and wellness, and in particular for those of us who prioritize our kids and don't take care of ourselves as much, there's everything around us can be used to help us be better and feel better. Miss Pena, I think I saw you want to come off of mute. All right, I'd love to hear somebody tell me what they felt when they were doing their little exercises, or were you like, no, we ain't doing that? Hello, it's me. Did anybody do it? So, hi, little one. Hi. Miss Pena, you made me think about, I have some hard lemons in my kitchen and I need to work them out. I am going to use my lemons for my stretches this week. Thank you. Thank you. Simret said it's relaxing. Great. Dimitri, were you able to do it?
Nah, I got the baby with me.
Good. So let me give you a thing with the baby, because I had two under 18 months. Sometimes we can give our kids our lemons and our objects and let them do it for us. And so even with our own health, one of the things my husband Franklin used to do in particular when the boys were little is he would have them walk on his back. The kids thought it was fun. Hi, baby. The kids thought it was fun, but he actually needed to have his back popped or massaged. And even Miss Pena had the lemon, you could even have your baby girl take it and rub it on you because they actually think it's a game, but it's also a self-care thing as well. And so sometimes when we cannot do self-care without our youngins in the room, it's super amazing to figure out how to bring them into that. And it also, I know, girl, I know. And it also helps for like,
his name is Amir.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Amir.
Hi.
Yeah. Can you give daddy a massage on his back like that? Can you go like that? He's like, who is the woman talking to me on the screen? You there? So I want to say that the more we teach our kids and even sometimes bring them into our wellness in the house, outside the house, the better they are, the more well they are. And a lot of us, and I don't know if it's you all, but I know that sometimes I struggled with this. When I get home late from work, sometimes we don't feed our kids the healthiest things, or we don't move, or they sit down and keep games in their hands. And sometimes you can just get up, pull something out of your kitchen, and figure out how to move with that. All right. The next thing I want to share with you in regards to walk, and I was going to take you on a walk today, but the internet is not working well like that. One of the things that is super important as well, and I am working this out myself, is how many steps we get in. And so if you work or you sit at a desk a lot of times during the day, or you sit down a lot, go ahead and just raise your hand and put your little heart up or something up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's natural for a lot of us who are on screens. Here's the thing, y'all. All we have, oh, I see the hearts and thumbs is popping up. All right. I'll share a couple of thoughts with you all. One, I have seen people buy little row machines that are very inexpensive, and even a treadmill to put under their desk. And so how can we during the day just stand up a little bit more? Everyone stand up with me. And if you can't, I'll stand up. All right, if you could stand up, go ahead and stand up. Oh, my back just popped. Did anybody else's body just respond to standing up? Do you feel that? Yep, thank you, thank you. One of the things we know in regards to health, and it does add years to our life, is that even if during the day we can stand up and try to take like 3,000 steps, now that seems crazy, right? But if you're running around your house, cleaning, taking your kids to school, running them to school, running to the grocery store, jumping out the car to get gas, all those things count. And for the days where we're just sitting, what if we just stood up, and you can't see my feet, but I'm literally just walking in place. I'm literally just gonna walk around my office desk for a little while, right? Even just that for 5 to 10 minutes. And when I talked to a physical therapist about it, they said that if you just walk about 3 times a day, even for just 10 minutes in your office, in your home, you actually improve your health even with those small little things. Is there someone on here who wants to share with us or can share with us something they do during the day that gets their body moving and active? I felt that. Is there anyone out here who loves to work out? Did you come tonight? Those who love to work out? If you do not like working out, go ahead and raise your hand or give a heart. Right. So instead of thinking about working out, going to the gym, paying all this money somewhere else, let's go to nature. Go for a walk. We live in a beautiful community. Walk up and down the street. Look at the flowers. Jump out of your car and just go walk if you're capable. It's a blessing. And then, or move around your house. But in this spring season, as parents, as providers, as guardians, let's move more. Because when we move more, our youngins move more. All right? Right. We are going to come on into the home stretch. And if are there any other comments or thoughts before we come into the home stretch? You there? Okay. All right, let's see. There's stairs to the loft in my house, so I used it intentionally to exercise more. Come on now. That's how you trick yourself into health, right? You know when you got to carry the groceries up the stairs too? That's good. If you have stairs, just go up and down those stairs a couple more times. Now, one of the things I know is being an athlete and even being someone that's dealt with injuries and things like that, sometimes our body could do more than our mind thinks it can. And in particular, when we're dealing with exhaust or depression or sadness or just overwhelm, we don't think we can move. But here's the thing. It's actually sometimes movement that brings us wellness. It's a brisk walk around the corner. It's going up and down the stairs a couple times. It's shutting the bathroom door so no one comes in and just kind of doing some stretching. It's getting in the shower, using it as a steam room and letting yourself stretch your body. It's taking lemons from your kitchen or a can of beans and working your muscles out. It's touching that part of your body that gives you pain when it's stressful, and it's 1, listening to it, and it's 2, just massaging it a little bit, giving it some attention. And so as we begin to wrap today as parents, you all, one of the things I know my husband used to say to me, and I say to him, is that if mommy's not okay, the family's not okay. If daddy's not okay, the family's not okay. And so if you take care of young people, the best gift you can give them is to show them how you take care of you as well. I see in the chat box says, sometimes I'm dancing when I'm preparing dinner. Now, come on now, that I have seen videos right? Where there are folks who turn on music in the kitchen and they get to full on dancing. So I am happy to hear that. And guess what? Even that moment, can you imagine sometimes what our kids see when they see you dancing in the kitchen cooking? Those are sometimes what beautiful memories are made of. And so do you have I'm gonna tell on Franklin, my husband, but sometimes he turns on old school, like New Edition, you know, where they have all the choreographed, and he'll be in the kitchen hitting them New Edition dances. But by the time he's done, he's exhausted because it's like a 10-minute workout. And so thank you for reminding us that dance is good too. And if there's no one to dance with, the best partner is yourself. Great. I think I'm gonna go dance while I cook dinner now. Put some Whitney Houston on and dance in the kitchen. All right. It's gonna be hilarious. Kids gonna be like, what happened to you tonight? All right, so tonight, you all, we are giving away $25 gift cards to Target. And the wonderful thing is, over the last 3 years, James, as we've been doing the landing pads, we've been able to give away gift cards. And so we're so excited. But before we do that, we're doing a raffle and we'll pick 3 people randomly in the room. But I want to also say, be on the lookout in Parent Square that on May 31st, we will be having a family landing pad celebration. And so we will be at the high school, San Leandro High, at the FDK Center. We're going to have food and music and carnival games. It's just a great time for all folks on the family landing pad to just come on out. Whatever age your kids are is fine. Whatever abilities your kids are fine. Let's just have a good time, right? Some of us are going to need a little break before we take our kids for the summertime and the district gives it back to us. So come on out and have fun. We're also going to be doing raffles. We are giving away, we can announce this now, we're going to be giving away quite a few raffle cards, gift cards, some small gifts. But our big prize is we're going to be giving away a TV as well as a $200 gift card. And so, thank you, James. So you will get a raffle ticket when you get there. And here's the secret you get for tonight. If you come in a family of 2, you get 2 raffle tickets. But if you bring more people and there's 7 of y'all, each person gets a raffle ticket. So that's a one for, just to let you all know. Here's the amazing picture. The other thing is that sometimes us parents like to show our kids that we could beat them in kickball, in volleyball, or in some organized game. So we may have a parent-guardian battle with the youngins. Come on out and have a good time. And if you don't participate, just root us on. All right, are we ready? Anyone ready for the raffle? If you are, just give me a drum roll, please. My ask is, before you log off, if you are on if you actually won the raffle, I would like your name, your phone number, and your email address. You could privately chat it to me, your name, your phone number, and your email address. And within 48 hours, you will be receiving a $25 Target gift card. All right. All right, Ritz, I'm glad you said it sounds fun. It's actually really fun. I think some folks on this call were there last year. We had a good time. Trin, weren't you there? You spoke last year. You did? I can't wait to see all the kids too. All right, the winners tonight are Miss Pina, and I'm probably saying your name right. Please correct me. Demetriak, and then Ritz. You all are the winner of the $25 Target gift cards. Let's give a round of applause. Woo. Yay, thank you, thank you. Here's the thing, parents. I know you may go spend that on that little toy your kid won at Target, but it's also okay not to. It's okay to take that little gift card, go buy that little facial wash you love real good, or that deodorant that smells good, or that piece of candy, or that shirt you wanted, right? It's okay to just go do it for you as well. And so if you have the opportunity, please go take care of yourself, even if you just buy yourself some flowers, all right? All right, so I am going to look in my chat box. For those who won this evening, please give me your name in the chat box, your phone number, and your email address, okay? Everyone else, you can go ahead and have a good evening. Alexandra, I see your text, your message. Can you please send me your name and phone number and email in the box, and I will have Sherry check it to see if your card went out or not. Thank you. You all have a good night. Please stretch, take care of yourself, and remember, you're just as important as your young people. And And as you take care of them, please take care of you and each other. Have a blessed night.